Alright folks, it is day 188 of the year, and yesterday I was doing some experimenting. You know, you've seen me eat the Impossible burgers lately, and you've seen me try to create my own veggie burger out of using TVP, and I have had some success with that. But the problem with them was they never held in very much juice or flavor. They were kind of like a really lean, the way they came out was like a really lean cut of ground beef. Like when you cook burgers, you know, some cuts of beef ground up are better than others. Some of them, you know, cook up rather stiff, and even though they're enjoyable, they just not as juicy as other cuts of meat. Well, that's kind of the trouble I was having with TVP when I was making my own veggie burgers. So yesterday I got in the mail a package from Amazon that I had ordered, and it had the secret ingredient to making a better veggie burger inside of it. It is called methylcellulose. It is an insoluble fiber that is used in a lot of things that you eat now, that you buy from stores and stuff. Unless you're, you know, raw Whole Foods or something like that, then you're not getting any of it inside of it. Well, I guess kind of you are, because it's actually derived from citrus type of plants. So unless you're a full-blown meat eater, then you're probably getting some in some sort of way within your diet anyway. So with that being said, I wanted to create a better burger at home, you know, because, you know, it's just me. Well, I wouldn't be me if I didn't play around in the kitchen and experiment with stuff. You know, I'm like a mad scientist in the kitchen. It's something that has been a part of me my entire life, and I'm just going to carry it out that way. So I got this methylcellulose, and I mixed up some TVP, of course. I ground some of it up with my hand chopper, you know, to kind of get some fine powder in it, you know, sort of act as more of a binder within it. And yeah, I've got some tapioca starch, which is also another fibrous type of starch. I could have used potato starch. I think they use potato starch in the Impossible burger, but I didn't have any, so I used what I had. And I put in a tablespoon of the tapioca starch and a tablespoon of the methylcellulose that I got from Amazon. It's a really fine, white, powdery substance, and the purpose of it is tightens up as it's heated. It holds moisture, but it gets tighter as it's heated. A few weeks back, you've seen me try to do the same experiment with God, what was that called? Psyllium husk fiber. And the problem with psyllium husk fiber is it's soluble and insoluble at the same time, so it gets a little mushy instead of tightening up, and it didn't make for a good experience at all. It was not a good experience at all. It's a good experience in bread. You want it that type of science going on when you're cooking bread. You know, if you want to use psyllium husk in muffins or bread or any time. In fact, it's widely used in the keto community to mimic some breads and stuff. That's where I learned about it from when I was doing the keto stuff. But So I made up one burger. And yeah, it was outside of my window, but I just had to try it. I just had to try it. So I actually mixed up an entire bowl full. The good thing about this is it contains no raw ingredients like eggs or anything in it. It's just however you season it. I seasoned mine with some garlic salt, some onion powder. I just wanted to keep it basic. Some garlic salt, some onion powder, and I put a little bit of that Dale seasoning in there. Dale seasoning is kind of like, I guess it's kind of like a Worcestershire sauce, but not really a Worcestershire sauce. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's kind of similar to that or a soy sauce type of deal. So I add a little bit of that for flavor, and I let it sit for like 30 minutes, and I made one, and it mushed up good, and and you can actually, you know, taste a little bit, because like I said, there's no raw ingredients and it's not going to hurt you. And when I tasted it, you know, the flavors were there, but they were sitting on top of the mixture. So I made enough, you know, to probably make maybe 3 burgers or so out of. I made up one, air fried it, immediately tried it, and it was a good experience. But I left the rest covered in the refrigerator overnight, and this morning I took a tiny taste of it, and the flavors from all the onion and the garlic and the Dale has actually seeped into the meat mixture itself. So now I get to make one, and it got tighter, even tighter in the refrigerator, because it tightens as it cools and it tightens as it heats. It's like the perfect cooking ingredient. I mean, that's why they use it in so much stuff, right? So it was less sticky this morning, so I think the longer you let it sit, kind of like a good marinade, the better it becomes. So I'm going to take the leftover of that mixture today, and I'm going to do some experimenting with it, play around with it, let you know on camera my thoughts about it, because like I said, it really did absorb those flavors. The TVP itself absorbed all of the flavor from everything that was in it, and something about that and the cellulose together makes everything come together. I mean, it's just a must-have if you want a juicy veggie burger. I mean, there's plenty of ways you can make it up and fry it in oil, and basically, you know, that's kind of like a salmon patty. The way a salmon patty works, you add flour and salmon together, you fry it in oil, and you get a salmon patty. Well, that's kind of the way veggie burgers work too. A lot of them, without the methylcellulose, they you got to kind of fry them, and basically what you're getting is more like a what is that one called? The smash burgers, the old school smash burgers. Back in the 30s and 40s, they used to make those smash burgers. They were real popular. They added flour and stuff to ground beef, and cooked them up for people to try to extend their product, you know, because it was the Depression, right? And they would fry those up, so you'd get like kind of like this fried hamburger type of thing. They called them a smash burger. There's a whole history on it. I look at everything, and I have made smash burgers before in the past, and they're pretty good. And that's what the veggie burgers remind me of, without the methylcellulose in there, because the one I ate last night was really good, and I'm pretty sure it's even going to be better today. It's even going to be better today. And at some point, I'm going to maybe add the TVP mixture with some ground turkey and make the world's first proletarian burger. What do you think? Should we do that today? I think we should. I think we should. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it just because, you know, we can. Alright, well, all that's going to happen later today. First, I got to get all of my running out of the way before I can even get to that step in today. So we'll talk to you in a little while when we're ready to start our mad science experiments. All right, later. Alright, so it turns out I do have some time to make up me a TVP burger this morning out of some of that mixture that I got in the refrigerator, and I'll save the rest for the turkey burger experiment later this afternoon. But yeah, I'm going to go make one now, and that's going to be my breakfast. It is 10:30 a.m. so let's go do that. Alright, so here you see me taking my TVP mixture out of the refrigerator where it sat all night, and look at how much that resembles ground beef. See how it smushes up, and you can mold it just like you can a regular hamburger patty. Like I said, I made one up last night, and I probably got enough to make 2 patties here. As I'm forming it up right here, from what I can remember from doing that today, you do get a little bit of runoff that comes off on your hands and stuff, but you do with ground beef as well. I mean, ground beef will stick to you and come off the same way, but I'm telling you, the texture of it with methylcellulose is just as firm, and it works pretty much the same way as working with ground beef, for sure. I mean, it feels a little different when it's in its uncooked form, such as now. Like I said, there's no real raw ingredients in this. It's just basically soybean product with ingredients in it that you know, you can pretty much eat it the way it is. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. I'm just setting it in the air fryer for 18 minutes on 400 degrees, and then here I just paused the air fryer about halfway in so I could flip it over, and then from there it's pretty much done on one side. So see how it cooked up? It's brown. The light went off on me. But it's brown on the edges, it's brown on the top, it's steaming like a regular hamburger. I mean, it's juicy like a regular hamburger. I'm actually pretty impressed at how this kind of works itself out with the addition of the methylcellulose in there. So the reason I'm doing all this is just to learn more about how to make better turkey burgers, you know, as a whole as well. And at some point, you know, I can combine these 2 ingredients, make a better hamburger experience all the way around as a pollotarian type of food, not just vegan, but I have plans to implement that into my pollotarian lifestyle. So basically, this is it after the next 7 minutes are up and it's entirely cooked. And I just got me some sweet pickle relish on there and a slice of cheese. Look how juicy it is. Look at how juicy this burger is. I mean, I just can't believe it. It's all veggie stuff, and it's springy, just like a regular burger once cooked, and it holds its moisture. What more could you ask for in a fake hamburger, right? But yeah, it's entirely plant-based. I mean, it is a processed type of food. TVP goes through an incredible process. I looked it up to make the final product, but a lot of it is just a bunch of dehydration. So you're basically just rehydrating the product, and all the oil is removed. So I guess, you know, that's kind of a little bit healthier, right? But anyway, we've got nothing left to do but eat this thing. Alright, so here it is, and it's time to eat this bad boy. It's heavy like a burger. Looks like a burger. And it chews like a burger. Now, I don't have this down to an exact science yet. There is a vegetarian burger you can go buy. It's called Boca Burgers. And I ate them in the past at work. My sister used to bring them in. She was doing a vegetarian thing, and we used to work at the same place. So she'd bring those in, we'd microwave those up, and I'd eat burgers with her. And they were good. And this kind of reminds me of those. Alright, so it is the end of the day. It is 5:16 p.m. Show you right there. The reason I'm adding that in here is because it looks so dark right now. It's because we're under a lot of storm threat at the moment. And yeah, it's got it cloudy and dark outside. Anyway, I've got a turkey burger in the kitchen in there, throwing out a frozen butterball turkey patty. Figure I'll combine it with that TVP, cook that up in the air fryer, and come back and we will talk about it, see how it combines, see if it tastes good together. I know separately they both are good in their own individual way. Together I'm hoping they'll add something to each other. We won't know until we try. This is how science works. Alright, let's go see what we can get into. Sorry about that. Like I was saying, I mixed it all together really well, and I couldn't believe how well it actually formed together with the two different ingredients, the turkey and the TVP mixture. Maybe it's the methocellulose, I don't know, but it seemed to cling. It seemed to cling to that turkey like they were married to each other, like it was made to go together. The mixture actually, with the addition of the turkey meat, became thicker after stirred up. If anybody's out there dealt with turkey, usually when you mix something looser in with it, like avocado or something, it tends to get a little runny and fall apart. So I was pleasantly surprised at how well it was easy to form these two ingredients together, and I just was able to make two, since each one of them would have made one burger a piece. I was able to make two burgers out of the ingredients together. So I'm having the first ever two Politarian burgers ever invented. Remember, you saw it here first if it ever becomes a thing. But really, I am not the first to do that, to be honest with you. I'm just playing around. TVP has been around since the 70s, the early 70s. It was approved to be used in the school lunch programs to extend ingredients such as ground beef. So if you ever ate a burger at school or pizza at school in the 70s and early 80s, back when they used to make their own food, tacos, spaghetti, all of that stuff that they would feed us had TVP in it, mixed with regular ground beef. So we are not strangers to it by no means. I think maybe they may have cut out doing it because they learned that some people out there were allergic to soy, which is what TVP is made from. Well, at least this TVP is. TVP is also made of other things too. They may have quit making it with soy and started using pea protein and other stuff to get around that, but I'm pretty sure they put additives still into meats through the school lunch programs any way they could. So, but yeah, I mean, it come together really good. I mean, really good. Like I said, like it was made for each other. Everything stiffened up nicely, very formable, easy to work with, and it is in the air fryer at this moment cooking. So I'm going to do just like I did earlier in the video. I'm not going to add that step in here because the video is getting long, but halfway through the process I'm going to flip it over and cook it on both sides thoroughly and put those bad boys in a bun, and we'll see how they taste. Stay tuned for that. Alright, so you saw that. I just wanted to taste it plain. Without anything on it. So I can give you the full context of how this patty tastes. Alright, so basically that's our cooked product. And honestly, I can tell that the turkey's there way more than I can tell that there's any TVP in there. It tastes like it combined into more turkey. Well, it's not exact. It kind of has a texture it tastes like a turkey burger, but it's more firm now. Turkey burgers are usually mushy even when they're cooked. This thing pulls apart more like a burger now. Look at the steam coming off of that. This actually tastes pretty fantastic, to be honest with you. Before I said it tasted like a Boca burger earlier in the video when it was just a straight TVP, but the addition of these two together, the turkey dominated. It dominated to the point where you can't tell there's any TVP in it at all. Not at all. This one, I put cheese and a little honey mustard on it, and it is heaven. It actually tastes like a really firm turkey burger now. I like this methocellulose. A little bit of it goes a long way. A really long way. And that's a good thing because you only get a little bit of it for 11 bucks. There you have it, folks. The world's first Proletarian burger, invented by yours truly. Will it set the world on fire? Not until I release the recipe. It's good. It's real good. Alright, folks. I think I'm going to end that here. So until tomorrow, you folks have a good one.